Do you know about Association of Indian Management Schools? It's a 34-year-old networking body of B schools in India, having a membership of about 600 top management institutions. AIMS focuses on professionalization of management education, protects interests of B schools, represents management institutions at national and international forums, financially supports members in academic events, funds research projects on management, disseminates management-related knowledge through its annual Management Education Convention, conferences, seminars, roundtables and workshops, organizes free weekly webinars on knowledge sharing and inspiring young leaders sessions for management faculty and students, supports B schools in admissions through ATMA, AIMS test for management admissions. Visit https://atmaims.com for more details. Publishes a biannual AIMS Journal of Management. Visit https://aimsjournal.com for more details. Circulates a quarterly e-newsletter on AIMS activities. Conducts workshops on case writing. Encourages AIMS members to be part of decision-making processes as members of chapter management committees and the executive board. Encourages students' participation in free weekly quiz competitions by providing support to interested institutions. Facilitates networking and interaction among B schools. Why would you like to remain a non-member of AIMS? Pay a very low one-time membership fee and enjoy many lifetime benefits. Visit https://aims.org.in for more details.
A very good afternoon to all of you. Session on Young Entrepreneurship is Journey Institute of Management. At the onset, to introduce our guest, our speaker, Dr. Sandeep Sahasrabudhe. Dr. Sahasrabudhe, he's a managing director of Moneywise Wealth Planners, Pune and Mumbai. Pinewoods Golf Club, Pune. The Three Musketeers Pub, Vimannagar, Baner, Pune. T3M Sky Gallery and T3M Tavern, Kothur, Pune. Unicorn House, Kalyaninagar, Pune. Elro, Kalyaninagar, Pune. He also is the director of Worldwide Properties, Thailand and Sri Lanka. Remax Universal Realty, Pune. Iravan Co Limited, Georgia. Dr. Sahasrabudhe also has been a mentor for Ambition Learning Solutions and Financial Planning Academy in Mumbai. He also is a visiting faculty at various MBA institutes in Pune. He has conducted more than 350 seminars in Pune, also has a rich professional experience as a relationship manager, a financial advisory service group at Axis Bank, and as an investment advisor at the Equity and Private Banking Group at HDFC Bank. He is also an author of the book Demystifying Asset Classes and Entrepreneurship Development. I welcome you once again, Dr. Sandeep Sahasrabudhe. It's truly a privilege to have you with us today as a speaker.
Thank you, sir.
Now, before we commence the sessions, a few instructions for the participants. First of all, the participants would not be able to unmute themselves during the session. In case if they have any questions, they can put it up in the Zoom chat box, and those questions will be taken at the end of the Q&A session. A feedback and attendance link will be shared in the Q&A session and is available for only 15 minutes. The certificates would be issued to only those who submit the feedback form. So with this, I request Dr. Sandeep to take over and share his views on the topic. Dr. Sandeep, over to you.
Thank you, Aditya, sir. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you're audible, sir.
Yeah. So today I'll be talking about my entrepreneurship journey. Initially, I worked for 10 years in 3 banks as a wealth manager, namely IDBI Bank, HDFC and Axis Bank. And when I was about 29 years of age, the first thought came to me, one thought came to me that why not start my own business? And that's how Moneywise Wealth Planners was born. Through these slides, it's my attempt to tell you the journey of myself as an entrepreneur and the various risks through which we as entrepreneurs go through on a day-to-day basis. So, about after working for 10 years in various banks in the domain of wealth management, one thought used to come to my mind that why not start my own professional practice? Because as an employee, I was drawing a salary that time used to be about 10 lakh or so in a way when I was 29. Today I'm 43. And I used to generate about close to 50 lakh kind of income for the organization, that is Axis Bank. So the thought that used to come continue over a period of 6 months, it was coming to my mind that why not start on my own. And so the first point is self-belief in the journey of an entrepreneur. So if you yourself are gonna not believe on yourself, no one else is going to believe in you. And that's how this journey started with at that time also it was quite challenging because I was number one in Axis Bank 3 years in a row as a wealth manager, and I was also drawing a handsome salary plus bonus. So the thought that used to come that whether I will be able to cross that salary, and this is actually one thought due to which many people are unable to leave their salaried job, that if they were to leave that salaried job, the very next 3 months, 6 months, whether they will be able to match that kind of salary, whether they will income that much, because now there is no fixed income coming to you on a monthly basis. So there is no 30th of the month. If you don't generate income by the end of the month, that month will go dry. So there are chances and possibilities that you will not earn income. So first thing is self-belief. And at that particular juncture, many people advise me that don't get into entrepreneurship or don't become a professional as a wealth manager. But somehow my self-belief was pretty strong for me to take that step. So that's why this slide actually, it's don't allow small minds to convince you that your dreams are too big. So there are, end of the day, you may listen to 1,000 people who are going to advise you, hundreds of people, but that gut feeling which is there, which is coming to your mind, only listen to that particular thought. And most important thing, if you want to get into entrepreneurship, first of all, I would advise all the young people who are attending we have 52 participants, is that you need to be really, really hardworking. Because if you are a lazy guy just whiling away his or her time during the job which you have chosen, the entrepreneurship is not meant for you. So again, this is a beautiful slide. Stop being scared and go for it. See, either things will work or they don't work. So it was pretty hard for me at that time, but luckily my parents, who are also entrepreneurs, they encouraged me, and my wife, she also supported me to go for that decision. And the first year itself was very fruitful for me because I earned almost 3 times the income what I was earning that time during my Axis Bank days. So this is point I covered. And this is very beautiful quote: everything you want is on the other side of fear. So this applies to many people. Also have some phobias, like people are scared of water, people are scared of heights. The only way you are going to cross that fear is by actually implementing that thing. So if you have that desire to, if you are confident that you will generate much more income and have much more freedom, because along with entrepreneurship comes freedom also to work in a manner and at a time frame which you want to work for. So entrepreneurship is then meant for you. Next point is risk. So risk is the risk of leaving the job is one risk, but the risk of venturing into new ventures. So from my age of 29 till the age of 34, I was only in doing 2 things. I was into wealth management, and I was teaching at 6 MBA institutes at that particular point of time. And we happened to go to a country called Thailand and visit Pattaya, where myself along with 2 other friends, we started another venture called Worldwide Properties. Worldwide Properties is Pune. I'm very proud to say it is India's #1 real estate consultant for Thailand properties. We have more than 532 clients who have purchased apartments in one city itself, Pattaya. And so this was one very high risk we took. We ventured into a unknown territory where hardly any Indians, less than very, very minuscule, it could be few decimals, Indians have purchased properties abroad. So this was one very, very important step in my life where I ventured into overseas properties. And as of today, We sell properties in 4 countries. We sell in Thailand, we sell in UAE, we sell in Georgia, which is on the Russian border, and we sell in Greece. So this was one quite a risky thing which we did venture into, and luckily we have been successful so far. In the year 2018, another opportunity came to me in the form of a restaurant. So my existing partner in several restaurants, he actually sold his restaurant to me at that point, which was a distress purchase. And luckily, that restaurant, by not just luck, but by efforts and hard work, we could turn it around. And today we have 9 restaurants in Pune. You might have heard of these restaurants. Those of you who are attending who are from Pune, the Three Musketeers group, which is there at Viman Nagar, Baner, Kothurud, Hinjewadi, and Bhandarkar. And we also have 3 clubs in Pune, namely Club Elro, Unicorn House, and Helium, and Escada. So 9 we are having in Pune and 2 in Goa. So risk, what I would like to tell is there are many times opportunities which are coming to you, and you let go of those opportunities. Someone else climbs onto that opportunity and makes success out of that particular opportunity. So there are always going to be times when if you are not going to take the risk, someone else is going to take a risk and start something purely based on self-belief and turn it around. So, and in the journey of entrepreneurship, there are always going to be there are going to be situations where you are going to falter. There are going to be mistakes which are going to happen in business. That's why in business it is said that out of 10 ventures, hardly 3 succeed and 7 fail. So there are going to be circumstances where your business will not do well. At that point, what is going to get tested is how confident and how determined you are to bounce back even during difficult times. Regarding the salary, you might have heard about this gentleman, Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary is in the original Shark Tank, which is the English series. And so this particular point is the main point which prevents people from, I know so many talented individuals who are doing exceedingly well in their life, and they could have been on a different journey in terms of the financial savings network had they taken that plunge of venturing into their own enterprise, which they did not because they were so much lured and glued to the salary. So do think otherwise. Do think of you can earn much more if you are determined and hardworking than what the salary is there, which the entrepreneur will give. Because the simple rule of salary is that anyone who is giving you a salary would at least want a worst case 3 times output. If you are drawing, let's say, monthly 1 lakh rupees, the entrepreneur who is the organization would want at least 3 lakh of income from your side. So do think of that. And this is there. So maybe is this for me or not? That thought will come, and this thought will especially come when you have just commenced the entrepreneurship journey. Because if you are becoming an entrepreneur, my suggestion is at least have 6 months of salaried income set aside for emergency. Because initially, and the same rule we apply for our restaurants. When we we take over a new restaurant, or we either build a new restaurant or take over an existing one, we want to turn it around in a span of 3 to 4 months. So these 3-4 months require immense efforts. And so these are testing times for us. And every time when we are acquiring a restaurant, like we have 9 now in Pune, it has always been that thought has always come whether this venture will succeed. But at the same time, there is a lot of excitement because it is a kick that you are getting out of this business, that something which was not that working that much, you have taken over and now you want to turn it around. So the kick, the satisfaction, the contentment which you are going to get when you start a new venture, and for myself particularly, I am continuously expanding my chain on pan-India level. So you have to take the risk and just put in the entire hard work and self-belief that you will be able to turn it around. So there is a lot of excitement which comes along with this new ventures which you are coming up. Sometimes life is about risking everything for a dream that no one can see but you. So in 2020, in the midst of the pandemic, we had one opportunity which came to us in the form of Blue Ridge Township. And in Blue Ridge Township is one of the smallest golf courses in Pune city. So as of now, we have a entity called Pinewoods Golf Club, which is there at two locations, Blue Ridge Township, Hinjewadi and Lodha Belmendo. So two locations in these two townships we are managing in the form of two golf courses. We are actively running these two golf courses. And again, at that point, there were many people who told me that why you want to get into this business, it's extremely difficult. I said that we want to put in everything for this, because it's a very, very niche kind of activity that we are getting into. Golf is meant for the rich man, but we want to change that belief, and we want to change that belief and make it affordable for the upper middle class. And that's what we have done over a period of last 3 years. We have about 80 plus satisfied members of at Pinewoods Golf Club, Hinjewadi. Most important thing for an entrepreneurship is patience. So this patience sometimes would kill you. And there are situations where, especially if you are from Marwadi or Gujarati background, they say that you give business 3 years. Unfortunately, most of us, we could quit in just a span of 3 to 4 months. So here, it's especially for the restaurant industry to which I belong to, which happens to be my strongest area in my portfolio, is the patience. Patience is really required for the restaurant industry. Generally, there are entrepreneurs who have had one year patience, and the restaurant was suffering losses, and then they turned it around over a period of time. But generally, for the belief we follow is it's make it or break it in a span of just 3 months. So you need to have patience. You need to be calm, composed, and believe in yourself. How many of you have seen this character of Kalin Bhaiya? There was this very, very nice series on, I think, Amazon or Netflix, one of these, where he was shown. And this particular character, Kalin Bhaiya, very, very calm, composed person. And he would get things what he wants to do, but he's keeping his patience. So there are situations where if things are not working out, you will get frustrated, you will be angry, you will shout on others. And this is what you have to control. You have to really control. If the more calm and composed you are, your productivity will be much higher. So that productivity which will get wasted in shouting over others and creating a kind of chaotic kind of situation can be avoided by just remaining calm and composed. So this guy is highly inspirational for me, because I watched both Mirzapur 1 and Mirzapur 2, and Mirzapur 3 maybe it is gonna get released in November in this year. That's what I've heard. Be patient, things will come to you. There was another very beautiful movie. I don't know how many of you have seen it, called. If you have not seen it, please do watch. It is Kon Praveen Tambe. So Praveen Tambe, a Marathi cricketer, he was a spinner. He got his opportunity quite late, at the age of 42 or 43. He got selected for Rajasthan Royals. So sometimes, and there are umpteen number of examples of entrepreneurs who got opportunity quite late in their life, like KFC, which you have heard, Kentucky Fried Chicken. So Colonel Sanders, so he got an opportunity very late in 60s. So when your business is going to click, you don't know, but you need to have patience. You need to follow the standard operating procedures, SOPs. For the most important thing that any entrepreneur has to actually comply with is SOPs, standard operating procedures. So when you start your entrepreneurship journey, the first thing that you have to do is set the SOPs for that particular organization, whichever line, which it could be a product-driven industry or a service-driven industry. You need to actually write down, pinpoint, and set aside rules. You need to set aside KRAs, key result areas, basic responsibilities for a staff. So many times I've seen for many entrepreneurs, many organizations, the staff is not aware of what exactly they are supposed to do. So these things actually you have to set the standard, you have to document these things right at the inception stage. Okay, and very, very important thing for every entrepreneur, everyone who is aspiring to be an entrepreneur is to be very, very polite, down to earth, grounded. Okay, because there are going to be situations where people are going to literally people will try to squeeze you, they will demotivate you, and there could be situations where you'll be angry, but you need to have a lot of patience and lot of the positive tongue means what is that you need to be very, very polite. So those businessmen who are extremely polite will definitely prosper. Even in your job you will do much better if you are polite with others. So try not to get angry and try to be extremely polite. You people will the impression that will be created of yourself will be that of a person who is actually very humble, down to earth, and so people like such people. So anyone who meets you will like to do business with you, or he would like to avail your service if you are in a job, only and only if you are very polite to that particular individual, and that person will get that feeling of warmth. That person will feel that he is connected to you, and that feeling should come that he or she would like to do business with you in the first place. So if you stay positive in a negative situation, you win. There are situations where arguments happen. You keep your calm. You keep yourself very, very calm and composed. Even during arguments, the other person will feel as if he or she is winning that particular argument. But at this end of the day, the argument could be in your favor. So one that masters their mind masters their life. So again, going back to this slide only, a person who masters his mind masters his life. So you have to be very, very calm, composed during business. Don't be hyper. Neither the hyperness could be in both ways. Either you panic or you are super excited. So refrain yourself from doing both the things. Don't panic and don't be super excited when things happen. So one such example is one individual whom I really admire, Roger Federer. So have you ever seen him getting angry when he used to play tennis, and he was always at the top of his game? A person who was highly respected and loved because he was very calm and composed when he was playing tennis. Yeah, so it will take 10 years to get that 1 year. It will change your life. In my entrepreneurship journey of past 13 years, the most rewarding year for me is 2020, where as a restaurant chain, we had only 2 outlets, and from there we literally multiplied, and today we have 9. So there were opportunities that time which won't come ever. So for pandemic was very, very cruel for everyone, including us, including our financial losses which happened as entrepreneurs when we were running the restaurants, when we had to pay the rents. So there were some very, very difficult landlords who were not ready to let go of a single rupee of rent during this patch of pandemic, where we had to literally redeem shares, we had to sell our shares, we had to sell our mutual funds, we had to remove money and keep it aside so that our restaurant would survive. And so that was a very difficult patch, but at the same time, it was a great restaurants in 2020, and people called us really stupid that how could you take this step of putting in money when pandemic was there, and how could you take that risk in this particular juncture when people were quitting, people were scared, people were losing lives. But at the same time, for us it was a great opportunity because we got the deals which happened with lower rents, the deals which happened with lower capital expenditure. So such times are great when others are quitting. 90% people are quitting, you are in that 10% who wants to take over new ventures. Next point is very, very important for all of you students is who are your mentors. Your mentors are very, very important to you because they are the guiding light. People who are extremely well established in their business and mature businessmen or women, you should try to meet them and learn from them. And at the same time, company friendship does also matter. So as you grow older, you are bound to lose friends also. So and this will happen when you start becoming successful. So when more and more successful you become, there are going to be people who will no longer be your friends, because they will, though your attitude would be the same towards them, but they would feel that inferiority complex, and that will happen in entrepreneurship if you start doing well. So amongst, it is better to have limited real friends who really care about you, rather than having thousands of followers on Instagram and Facebook who happen to be more of fake followers. So as it is said that जो आपके साथ रहेंगे during bad times are your real friends. Okay, this is also a very common saying. True friends say good things behind your back, bad things to your face. ऐसे बहुत कम मिलेंगे आपको. Limited people you will get who will talk directly upfront on your face, and such people who can talk upfront on your face are the people with whom you really want to cherish and blossom your friendship with. This is very important. Okay, so for me, my partner, I'm not taking his name because it's a forum where he doesn't want to be spoken about. So he has been my mentor also, along with being my partner. I've learned so many things from him. So if you are hanging out with people who are doing much better than you in life, you are bound to turn into a better person. If you are hanging out with people who have achieved a lot in life and you are following their footsteps, definitely and very naturally you will start doing better in life. So if you so the company of the people whom you keep extremely important with you. And that's why it is networking is very important. With whom are you networking? Are you networking with people who are more intelligent than you, people who have achieved much more success than you? So then you will be able to learn from them and also mold yourself to grow yourself better in future life. And you need to be inspired. So when you are introducing your friends to the other, anyone new whom you are meeting, you should be having that pride in yourself that so and so is my friend. So when you are introducing him or her, your mentors, your close circle, so try to join good forums. Try to join forums like the CEO clubs, which is a very beautiful platform for ultra HN and networking. Or there is Young Entrepreneurs Club, is there, YEO, Young Entrepreneurs Organization. So these are really good organizations where you can network with people and learn from people who are doing much better than you in life. Yes, make friends that push you to the next level. Very important. Be picky with your close friends and time. Now this is also there. So there are people who would help you in your business or personal life, and there are people who are gonna suck you. So people who are gonna take you down. So, and unfortunately in business, specifically when you enter into business, there are going to be many people who are going to be jealous of you and your businesses. So you have to be very cautious about whom you allow entry in your personal space, in your personal life. So this very nice saying: if you hang around 5 confident people, you will build 6 ones. 5th intelligent, you will build 6 millionaires. Right? So if you, and this please do avoid. Don't spend time with people who are just going to, the intention of their life is to just while away time. Marathi मध्ये there is one saying, पाट्या टाकणे. So there are umpteen number of people ज्या पाट्या टाकतायत फक्त आयुष्यात. So please stay away from such people. Be in the company of those people who are very focused. And stay away from people who are gossip mongers, right? You know, there are people just want to gossip about people. Instead of that, be in a group where people talk about visions, ideas, new things, and not about people. Dressing is very important. Very integral part of your professional career is dressing. The way you dress, the way you carry yourself. Not everyone is, see, what we are as what we are born. So, but irrespective of the religion, caste, creed, color we belong to, dressing could be impeccable for all of us. So this is one very good phrase I really like. And there is one series which I am seeing called Suits. Suits is on the life of a gentleman called Harvey Specter, who is shown as an advocate there, practicing law firm. And just see that series, you will be literally zapped and amazed at this particular individual, the way he carries himself and the way he presents himself. You will really like that series. Very intelligent series also. So instead of seeing some Sas Bahu series, you can watch such kind of thing which is based totally on intelligence. And very, very nice phrase again. The first step of being respected is to look respectable. So you have to groom yourself, you have to carry yourself very nicely. Now coming to one of the most important aspects is determination and hard work. Everyone has heard of this gentleman, Thomas Alva Edison. So Edison, 1,000 times he failed when he invented the light bulb, which is such a revolutionary invention, because had the light bulb not been there, we would not have been able to work. Post 8 p.m. we would still be with candles. So what is very inspiring from what he had quoted, Thomas Edison, that when I made mistake, 1,000 times it clicked, 999 times I realized that what I was doing was wrong. So determination, this is a utter determination, what you have seen from this gentleman called Thomas Edison. And every day in everyday walks of life, we have so many people from whom we get inspired, we get motivated, be it sports, be it business, be it politics. There are people who are really determined, and every day you can learn from them. And first thing, I would also encourage you, not related to this point, but do start reading the newspaper. So what I have also observed, because I interact with so many people who come to our restaurants who are the youth, these most of them don't read newspapers, so they are not updated on what things are happening. They are totally glued to the Insta. They are totally glued to Insta. About a lot of time they spend on Insta, and they would take news from Insta, but that feel which you will get by reading a complete newspaper is going to be totally different. Invest in yourself first and be willing to work for everything. So you have to also, in your regular career, if you are a working professional in your job, it is very, very necessary to continuously upgrade your resume. So I am right now 43, almost till last year I was still educating myself. So I am pretty lucky to have a very strong resume which I have built over the last. So most of the people would typically stop educating themselves by the age of they would stop educating themselves by 23, 24, max 25. I'm 43 till 42. I'm studying, and I still, that desire is there, that burning desire is there to keep on studying and acquiring new knowledge and new qualifications. Persistence. And in today's world, apart from being street smart, because being street smart, being impromptu, these are very, very important qualities of an entrepreneur. To be impromptu, to gauge what is there in the other person's mind and take quick decisions. So this is very, very important. But at the same time, you have the most important thing, I think, the most important quality is persistence. So persistence is where you keep on following up. And any kind of entrepreneur you are obviously into sales. So those who are very good entrepreneurs are exceedingly good at sales. They are exceedingly good at communication skills. They are exceedingly good at following time. So here, one important trait you have to adopt in yourself is persistence. Okay, there could be situations where the results what you are expecting will not come quickly, but you have to follow. And talent, or so given a choice, much more than talent is hard work. And for example, I'd like to give here one example of Sachin Tendulkar, the god of cricket. There are people who were talented, but he is epitome of hard work. The kind of hard work which is put in is exceptional. And so whichever age, the kind of net practice he would do before a match, and that concentration is something we have to learn from. Another thing is you keep on attempting to achieve big things in life. I always say this in sales, and when I speak to people who are working in our organization, be it golf or wealth management or restaurants or overseas properties, that you try to, their आम का पेड़ होता है, आम के पेड़ पे आप एक स्टोन लेके मार रहे हो, कुछ ना कुछ तो आम गिरेगा. So same, this thing is applicable for sales in entrepreneurship. When you are meeting people, and more people you meet, obviously the chances of you doing new increasing amount of sales increase. So number of appointments itself is much more. Then your chances of you closing the appointments will also increase. And gone are the days where people want to retire at the age of 60, 65. We have India is amongst those countries which is getting recognized for unicorns. The unicorns are startups which have done exceedingly well. There are young entrepreneurs who want to come with IPOs, and here we are wanting to meet people. Every day I meet people where there are few people who really aspire me, and one such name which from whom I am highly inspired is Mr. Abhay Bhutada. So this gentleman I met just few days back is the MD of Poonawalla FinCorp, one of the most intelligent persons I've ever met in my life, and exceptionally brilliant and exceptionally grounded. But from what I learned from that individual is you could achieve amazing feats at such a young age. And one particular point I'd like to highlight here is that you can retire much early. Okay, what's the point in retiring by the age of 60, 65 when the body is about to give up? So there are many people whom I'm meeting who want to retire by 45 or so, max to max by 50, and next 15, 20 years to enjoy life and lead a very beautiful, luxurious lifestyle. But in order to lead that luxurious lifestyle, you would have to do financial planning as to how much corpus would have to be there. So for an entrepreneur today in a city like India, in a city like Pune, for example, if you, apart from house and apart from vehicles, if you have 2 crores, maybe you could retire also, but another 20 years down the line, you would require maybe 10 crore or so. So you have to do that financial planning. So there is no luck in business, there is only determination and more drive. Stop waiting for things to happen, make them. This particular individual, again, Cristiano Ronaldo is an inspiration, and so is Lionel Messi. So it is these guys, at the kind of passion and the age at which they are playing football is unbelievable. Means they, from age perspective, they are much higher age than what the younger players, but the commitment and the passion is really crazy. So as long as you have some, first thing that you should do as an entrepreneur is to write down a mission statement, a vision statement. So when you have a mission and a vision statement, you have clarity as to what you want to achieve. There is one particular gentleman, again, whom I'm a fan of, Richard Branson, the Virgin Group. So he says that first thing that you, when as an entrepreneur, you start your journey is to have absolute clarity about what you want to achieve for that particular organization or that business venture. The step number 2 is hire the perfect right people for that particular job. People who would fit this case, people who would be the perfect people to be there for that particular job and for that particular profile. And step number 3 will to give them that much freedom and the resources for them to give the results. So if you follow these 3 steps, in the words of Richard Branson, as an entrepreneur, you will grow in life. This particular gentleman is an inspiration. You have seen him in movies, okay, and what he's mentioned here, comfort zone is a beautiful place, nothing grows there. So end of the day, many things, actually many points boil down to one point itself, which is hard work. This is one. Hustle silently, your results will speak volumes. Such a beautiful quote it is. Okay, speak less, act more. Okay, don't announce your ventures before they happen. Once they happen, you declare to people. declare to public. Luck is for lazy, success is for those who work hard. And now this is one very important point, having multiple sources of income. And pandemic actually has highlighted this point in the words of Warren Buffett, who is a guru for the entire world. Warren Buffett, in terms of money management, wealth management, amongst the richest individuals on planet Earth, also highly respected individual who purchased stocks and held on to those stocks for 30, 40, 50 years. So from Warren Buffett, we have also, there are so many things to learn, and there is one particular quote from Warren Buffett: the average millionaire has 7 sources of income. So do think about this particular aspect, about having multiple sources of income. Don't be rely on one single source. So if you are a salaried individual, and imagine if you are no longer a salaried individual, or that job is taken away due to whatever reason, it might be it a pandemic, it could be a recession, any kind of situation due to which you were to lose your job, you would be in a catch-22 situation if you don't have money for emergency. So you need to have at least 3 months is the bare minimum, but ideally 6 months of surplus. That is really required. And save money to buy assets that make money. So there is one famous saying: people buy things to impress others who are not going to be really impressed. Means they may get impressed, right, from the things which you have bought, but those assets are just show off assets. These assets are not actually income producing assets. So what you have to really purchase are income producing assets. IPAs, income producing assets, is what you have to purchase. And the true entrepreneur is 24/7. So it is not a 9 to 5 job. Most of us, before getting into entrepreneurship, one very important thing you have to really think about is the number of hours that you have to put in. And very rarely you will have entrepreneurs who are putting in less number of hours, who could say that their businesses are on autopilot. In reality, there is a very less chance that a business which is entirely on autopilot will do well. Only and only a business will do exceedingly well which is on autopilot if 2 things are in place. One is the standard operating procedures have been properly set, SOPs, and they have found the right people to run the company. So if you have the right people to run the show, to run the company, then only with minimal reporting you can have freedom. And few of my friends have done that. So they are entrepreneurs in early 40s, and they are about, out of 365 days in a year, they are traveling for more than 100 days. So 1/3 of the year they devote towards traveling and exploring the world, because they have such good systems and they have such good people who are working for them. Think like a millionaire, hustle like a broke. Okay, that is very, very important for you. Okay, so you keep on slogging and slogging, whichever. As an entrepreneur, I'm today 43 years of age. I haven't achieved much in life, but what I personally feel is that the number of hours I was working 5 years back and today, it should ideally reverse. It should reduce, but it has increased. Why it has increased? Because more and more workload has come up, more and more ventures have come up. Networking, very, very important for you. So there are so many platforms for networking. One is BNI, Business Network International is there. Your network is your net worth. So many people, whenever there are opportunities where you meet new people, you should go and meet them. It will help you in business. So especially if you are in business, you should try to network as much as possible to meet more and more people. Planting relationships, building relationships. The number one unwritten rule of success. So these are a few forums where you could be part of. I'll be winding up my lecture in next 5 minutes, and then I'll be taking questions. So networking groups, we have CEO clubs, BNI, EO, your college alumni group, school alumni group. You could focus on these. You can take screenshots of those things which you find from this lecture that could be important or useful to yourself. Success and happiness. This is the quote of Warren Buffett actually. The average millionaire has 7 sources of income. So the more the sources of income, a particular business, if it gets affected due to any economic conditions or a slowdown or etc., you would have other sources of income which would be helping you to survive. This is very, very important. And this is the message which was portrayed in that movie 3 Idiots. I'm 100% sure that 90% means almost each and every participant here must have seen this movie 3 Idiots. In 3 Idiots, they have said that only. If you will succeed only and only if you have fun. So if it is a 9 to 5 job where you are literally wanting to go home at 5:30, then you are not in the right place or you are not enjoying that job. So as an entrepreneur, there is nothing known as laziness. You are literally slogging, and every opportunity which comes your way, you are going to run for that opportunity. Okay, and there is another very, very important saying. People who say that money can't buy happiness. Money and happiness are not correlated. I'm really sorry to say it's not correct. Money is actually a tool towards happiness. It is a source towards happiness. So money is getting you a lifestyle which you and your family members are going to enjoy. So if you don't believe that money doesn't bring happiness, transfer the money to the account. That's what it says. The job pays the bills, the business pays the lifestyle. This is a very, very beautiful saying. Okay, your business pays for the lifestyle. And this is another very good saying. Your desire for success should be greater than the fear of failure. Happiness is sitting inside your Lamborghini and thinking of the people who rejected you. All of us who are attending the lecture today, including myself, we are aspiring for this vehicle, Lamborghini. A Lamborghini has only two people can ride, because it's not a bus. And then this is what I like to meet people who have achieved success through their own hard work rather than through their parents' money. पेरेंट्स के पैसे से शो ऑफ करने में कभी आपको मजा नहीं आएगा. आप खुद ब खुद जो पैसा कमाएंगे उसमें ही रियल वर्थ है, रियल वैल्यू है. And one of the last slides, how well you sleep with yourself is how successful you are. So if you have cheated people, if you have not paid people, you have done any kind of wrong things in life, you will not have a peaceful sleep. Criticism will happen. There are people who are going to talk negative things about you. Okay, that is going to happen. They are going to talk negative things for you. There was one very good movie called Guru. When Guru, अभिषेक बच्चन का एक डायलॉग है, जब आपके बारे में कुछ नेगेटिव बात करने लगते हैं लोग, तब समझो आप तरक्की कर रहे हैं. एंड जब लॉसेस होते हैं ना आपको, तो यू मैच्योर विद द डैमेज, इज नॉट विद द इयर्स. वेरी वेरी गुड सेइंग. Stay away from negative people. All of us are surrounded by negative people. Stay away from them. वो हर अच्छी चीज में बुराई ढूंढेंगे और आपको आगे बढ़ने नहीं देंगे लाइफ में. And don't compare with others. This is again very good phrase. Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. So there are sometimes in life there are game-changing opportunities. If you were to bank on them, you will achieve success. This is the cash flow quadrant. I have followed Robert Kiyosaki. Most of you might have read his book, The Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'll come to this. I'll skip all this now. And this is one last slide. Your mind is a magnet. Think of blessings, you attract blessings. You think of problems are going to come in your life. So always have a lot of positive attitude toward life. Be extremely positive in life. So good things will happen. Even in bad, tough situations, good things will happen. These are the books you must read. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Psychology of Money. It's a very good book. Cash Flow Quadrant, then CEO Excellence. These are books which you should read. Ikigai. Okay, very beautiful books. Mindset. The Intelligent Investors who have an inclination towards the stock market. This is my own book which I have written. About 3,000 copies have been sold. Demystifying Asset Classes. So this I wrote during the pandemic, And this is my most inspirational thing which I've done in my life is this book. And I used to write for Pune Mirror. 6 months in a row I was writing for them. I'm writing for other financial newsletters. I'm also writing for a few magazines, financial magazines. So Demystifying Asset Classes is a book wherein each and every available investment opportunity on planet Earth is covered, be it real estate, stock market, mutual funds, cryptocurrencies, fixed deposits, art, antiques, everything is covered. These are the few people I follow who are extremely good in finance. You can also follow them. You can learn from them, be updated with things which are happening in the Indian and international economy. So thank you. Those of you who would like to reach out to me, this is my mobile number. You can always WhatsApp me, and I'll be happy to get in touch with you or reply back to your queries. And my email ID is also there, cfpsandeep@gmail.com. So there are several questions, I think. Aditya sir, you can open the forum for question answers.
Yes. So Sandeep ji, first of all, even I have been an ex-banker. So most of the things that you speak, I resonate all those things in my mind as well. And especially when you mentioned about being calm, we bankers are used to those morning huddles where we discuss about targets. So after leaving the banking job and when we come out, we certainly learn how to become calm after that, because that experience has taught us a lot. Those morning huddles have really taught us a lot in our life.
Yes.
Now I have personally two questions for you. One is that since you are in various sectors or business that you mentioned, is the entrepreneurship journey different in different sectors, or as per your experience, really is it the same in almost all the sectors?
It is different, sir, because some businesses will give you faster results, some will give you slower results. Like the area which I am into, one of the businesses which I am into is golf. So golf is not that fast result oriented. Restaurants is much more faster. Wealth management, the area to which is my primary area to which I belong to, is again means basically you have to, if you calculate the rewards versus the time. But again, few businesses the efforts would be less, the rewards would be faster. But at the same time, there are a few other businesses, like for example, golf for me, which is getting me connected to some people whom I can very less chance for me to otherwise connect to them, to get connected to them. So there are other peripheral benefits of some businesses which may not yield you extraordinary profits, but are overall helping you shape your business profile. Yes, sir. I would be happy to take the next question.
Yeah. One more thing is that we always discuss generally about first generation entrepreneurs who start something on their own. But my question is, as second generation entrepreneurs, if somebody who is a second generation entrepreneur, how should that second generation entrepreneur go about building up a team within his or her organization so as to create a strong support for their business venture?
So first of all, being a second generation entrepreneur, you have that support of your mom or dad, which is and there's so many years of experience, and there have been instances I am aware of, because I have several clients for wealth management wherein those clients are second or third generation entrepreneurs. So first thing is you really need to respect your parents and your grandfather, grandmother, whoever built that business, because they have tons of experience. And so many people, when I meet such people, especially the earlier generation, they tell that we have advised so and so. However, their son or daughter to whom they have advised will want to do things in their own way. They will falter and then they will come back to us. So that experience which they carry, and they have been through different situations where they made some wrong decisions, and the next generation would also want to do the same things and make those mistakes, which only after faltering they will realize that they did those mistakes. So these are the things which do happen.
Right.
So, yeah.
We have one question from Mr. Sudhanshu Bhatt. In an organization, how do we stay away from negative people?
Negative people are how to stay away. Yeah. So there, when you interact with such people, whatever you say, they are going to have a different opinion. They are going to do argument, and they are going to tell you how that particular business which you want to do is not going to succeed. Instead of telling you 10 things like how it could succeed, they are going to pull you down. So that overall, in an interaction only, you will get to know there are people who have a lot of sadistic pleasure, and such people are in just whiling away their time in life, and they are just going to pull you down. So do stay away from them. Anything negative happening in your life, they are the first ones to approach you and tell you that basically the objective is to make fun of you rather than come to you and show sympathy. So sympathy is a fake disguise for such people. Their main objective is to enjoy you faltering somewhere or your business going down.
We also have one question. What is the basic difference between starting a business and entrepreneurship?
So business entrepreneurship when you make it large. Actually, entrepreneurship it could be one single business that you made it large, and businesses it could be a startup, it could be a one-man show also, which could be a professional practice, it could be a business, it could be just a one-man show. Entrepreneurship is when you are having hundreds of people working for you.
So once again, Dr. Sandeep, I sincerely thank you on behalf of all the entire team of organizers, everybody, and it was sincerely a fabulous presentation, because I think today a lot of people are really looking forward to startup. Pune in fact has become a startup city, but what we don't understand is what exactly do we need to start up. And as bankers, we understand that whatever we need to start up or whatever somebody begins has to have something called as sustainability, which will probably be alive for at least 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. That longevity plan has to be there in that. So your presentation certainly has given a lot of guidance, to at least start thinking in the right direction, and then maybe take an action on this. So I once again thank you for this. I also thank Dr. R. Nandgopal, the president of AIMS, Dr. Ganesh Rao, executive board member of AIMS, all the board member of AIMS, the AIMS secretariat, and lastly all the participants who have been there in this session today. I hope you had a great experience, and we look forward to many more sessions like this in future also. So thank you so much once again, everyone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aditya. Thanks.